Welcome back to Study Sprint. In my today's video, we are going to explore how do flowering plants reproduce. So today we will learn about the structure of flowers, what is pollination and how it takes place, different methods of pollination, what is fertilization and its process. So let's start with the structure of a flower. At the bottom of the flower we have small green leaves. These are called sepals. Sepals are modified leaves that protect flower buds, so they're the first essential part that grows in a flower to protect and support it. Next we have petals. Petals are mostly bright and colorful to attract the pollinators like bees, wasps, butterflies, and they protect the internal delicate parts of the flower. Flowers have both male and female parts which are required for reproduction. So first, we will go through the male parts of a flower. Here we have the anther. Yellow is sac-like structure where pollen are produced. Below the anther, we have the filament. The filament is a cylinder stalk-like structure to hold up the anther. The anther and the filament together make the male reproductive parts of flower, which is called stamen. Now let's discuss the female parts of the flower. Stigma, style, and ovary together make the female parts of a flower, which is called pistil. Stigma is a sticky surface so that it can easily capture pollen. Style is a long tube-like structure which connects stigma to the ovary. So at the bottom of the flower, we have the ovary which contains ovules. Ovules produces female gametes. We will discuss more about this later on. So now we have done with the structure of a flower, and we know that the flower has both male and female parts within it, so let's move and discuss the process of pollination. The first process through which flowers go through to reproduce is pollination. So in the process of pollination, the pollen grains transfer from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the same species. So now the process of pollination can occur in two ways. So if the pollen of the anther transfers to the stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same plant, then it is called self-pollination. On the other hand, if the pollen are transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of a flower present on another plant, then it is called cross-pollination. Now, this transfer of pollen grains between flowers can take place with the help of agents like insects, such as bees, and wind. As these agents are helping in the process of pollination, that is transfer of pollen from one flower to another, so they are known as pollinators. So now we will go through the characteristics of flower pollinated by insects. So flowers which are pollinated by insects usually have large, colorful petals. They have nice scent and produce nectars to attract insects such as bees, butterflies, flies, wasps, and beetles. They produce sticky pollen so that pollen can easily stick to the bodies of insects and in this way easily get transferred from one flower to another. Now let's discuss the characteristics of flower pollinated by wind. The flowers which are pollinated by wind are often small. They have dull-colored petals and sometimes even don't have petals. They are mostly unscented and just don't produce nectar. They also produce lots of tiny lightweight pollen so one can easily carry them from one flower to another. Once the pollen reaches to the stigma of the flower, it forms a tube called pollen tube that travels down to the flower's ovary. This tube delivers the male gametes present in pollen to the ovary of the flower. Now inside the ovary, the male gametes fuses with the egg cells to produce zygote. This fusion of male gametes with the egg cell or female gametes to produce zygote is called fertilization. Once the process of fertilization is completed, the zygote turns into seed and ovary turns into a fruit. If you enjoy learning about plant reproduction, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more nature-related content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.